Hey guys, hope this video finds you well as we make it into the weekend. Last weekend I had the pleasure of stumbling across an absolute gem of a gaming experience. While its player base has mysteriously dropped off, there are a few who hold this title in high esteem and for good reason. Without a doubt, it's some of the most fun I've had with the title that at first appearances may give you the generic free-to-play mobile game vibes, but it proves to be a labor of love, not without its faults. Awesomenauts, released in May 2012, was met with fairly warm reception, with its PC version garnering 78 out of 100 on Metacritic. Many praised the game for breaking down the MOBA genre to its bare bones and making it accessible to newcomers on consoles, with this Awesomenauts Assemble title releasing on PlayStation in 2014. I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of experience with MOBAs. The only title I was decent at died a few years ago. Rest in peace, Infinite Crisis. Other real-time strategies like Dota 2 or League of Legends never really called to me, as I assumed they were reserved for a class of gamers who play to win as opposed to playing to have fun. But let's get something clear, I like winning, but strategy is not my strong suit. Approaching this game with the intent of dominating the leaderboards will have you hit with a rude awakening. At this point in the game, Awesomenauts will pimp slap respect into your vocabulary, as most of its player base have been online for years, wetting their chops on bots and fresh players since the inception of the game in 2012. If you want to stand any chance against them, you'll need to practice. But that's where one of a few more significant gripes about this game exists. The AI of ally bots in private matches is hilariously bad. I've yet to play a game where AI was enough of an issue to both bewilder and violently enrage me, but we'll talk more about this as the video progresses. Let's focus on the building blocks of the game, why don't we? As in sound, visuals, and gameplay. Awesomenauts strikes a tone visually with Saturday morning cartoons where over-the-top characters exist in vibrant quasi-sci-fi fantasy worlds. In 4K, colors are vibrant and animations are smooth, making this a fun project to record. The well-developed theme and style of each character beckons you to give each a try, and if you're like me, you probably will spend a majority of your time between matches testing out new characters before finding the right fit. As you battle, you may just miss how much attention to detail was placed in the world design, with several unique intergalactic maps and interactive elements to give you an edge over your enemies. You'll rarely feel bored or sick of seeing the same thing. Even the way in which you deploy at the start of each stage or when returning from a death keeps you engaged and excited for more action. Theming and variety of character design is a strong suit of this title in 2022. The attention to detail is especially evident in sound design and music. Literally every character in the game has their own theme song. Like seriously, some with even lyrics hilariously pointing out elements of their over-the-top crazy designs. 2D titles such as these struggle with the misconception of their packaging. To the uninitiated, this easily could be mistaken for a pay-to-win mobile platform game. But to be honest with you, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, I would love to have this game on a mobile platform. Of course, if it could avoid the downfalls of in-app purchases. While its simplicity may turn off some, it shares the same charming visual richness and personality as, say, Rayman Legends or Castle Crashers. Excitingly, creative directions such as these are often accentuated by colorful sound direction and music. And just to touch on music for a second, in Awesomenauts, it strikes a chord with soundtracks from classic titles like Mega Man X or Contra, for those of you old enough to call that to mind, where metal meets atmospheric synth pop and lyrics to match. The collection of sci-fi fantasy sound effects for the weapons, abilities, and quips from each character really make the experience as well. The sounds of each character fit their individual lore, and combat systems from machine guns to laser beams, barrages of missiles, and telepathic attacks warping reality all fit together in a chaotic sort of way. And did I mention that every character has their own theme song? That's 34 original tracks just for character selection. If that doesn't give you an idea of the labor of love that this game was, then nothing will. Awesomenauts today, on PC at least, is a far cry from what it was at its original release, primarily in regards to variety of content. Surprisingly, this game is still supported by developers down to this day, answering questions in the forums, hosting events, and resolving issues with the game after 10 years. Now that's dedication. Some marriages don't even last that long. Unfortunately, the community has tapered off, leaving things to purists who dominate matches, a few plebs like me looking to relive the old days, and your casual Satanists disputing Bible rhetoric in global chat. Worst case scenario, you're grouped up with a bunch of bots, and this is my only gripe with the game. At times the bots play like veterans, and at other times they play like me. And when they're that bad, you'll find that matches linger on with stalemates and no one is pushing to eliminate objectives. I need teammates that carry me or it's no fun. In all seriousness, besides iffy AI, the game is a blast to play, and its variety of characters and playstyles ensures everyone is bound to find a setup that works for them. With all that said and done, I'd like to thank you all so very much for watching this quick little blast from the past. Let me know in the comments if you're an Awesomenaut veteran, who's your main, and what advice would you give to someone jumping on board in 2022. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed the video, and if you're into gaming and tech, don't forget to subscribe. I'm not a stickler for subs, but your support gets me out of bed and making videos. Thanks again for watching, and Godspeed your return.